Yeah. So a lot of times we come up with our why, but we are not clear on what we are doing, and then we get overwhelmed and we get distracted, and that is why it seems like very difficult to accomplish what we want. If you already know your why and you're a little bit lost, go and find a roadmap, go and create a system, go and find your GPS, and then you follow the roadmap, your GPS, right? And definitely you will get to your destination.
Everything starts with courage, right? That's why in our core values is the first one is courage. Just do it afraid. Yeah, because that's us, right? I mean, that's me. I'm always like afraid, but just do it afraid. Yeah.
Like it or not, you have to do it. You're just dragging the time. So instead of dragging it, just do it. Yes, maybe sometimes we may have rejection, but it's okay. We just need to embrace it.
And then they spread themselves too thin. Therefore, you can't focus on the areas that you are good at, and therefore disappointments and discouragement, and you don't get the results that you want. So that's where discouragement comes in. Right?
I also hope that they realize that their journey doesn't have to be perfect. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. So I hope that everyone live with a renewed sense of confidence, ready to create meaningful change while staying true to their values.
Welcome to the Summit series on Voices of Courage Asia, where we celebrate leaders, change makers, and visionaries who embody courage and drive transformative impact. I'm your host for today. My name is Lillian, and in this special series, we explore stories of resilience, leadership, and the bold steps taken to create meaningful change. So I'm very excited to introduce our guest today. She is a very special friend, actually. Yeah. None other than Nicole Tay. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Nicole. I am a mother of 2 teens, and I'm also a aroma wellness coach, where I'm a founder of Symphony Sensation.
Yeah, I was about to introduce you. Yeah, let me properly introduce Nicole. Yes, okay. Nicole is, today actually we're joined by a passionate advocate and empowerment. Because Nicole is actually an aroma wellness coach and founder of Symphony Sensation, where she empowers individuals through DIY wellness workshops on personalized perfume, candle making, and essential oils. Nicole is also one of our community leaders at Women of Courage Asia and has been a cornerstone contributor and pillar. She's one of our pioneers. So, yes, welcome to the show, Nicole. And how have you been? The past week, I think we have not spoken except like we took some time to reply each other's text.
Yes. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you for having me. So I've been doing well. Been very busy trying to, for preparation for the International Women's Day, right? So there's a lot of requests for workshop because, mental wellness is something that people are starting to be aware of, and organizations are looking for it. And which other day than, International Women's Day to celebrate it, right? So lots of inquiry in that space.
Yeah, I mean, like March is always, come February, March is always very intensive. Like cannot breathe, right? As everything seems to be on acceleration mode. Yeah. And I know this conversation is going to be all about inspiration, courage, and transformation, right? So what does inspiring courage for transformative impact mean to you personally?
Okay, so personally for me, inspiring courage for transformation impact, right? Well, it's a big word, but if you actually break it down, it is, for me personally, is stepping out of my comfort zone to create the change that I want to see. Okay, but of course, when we create change, it's not just for myself. It's also for others. So, for example, in my journey as entrepreneur, I've learned that courage is not, in the absence of fear, but actually the willingness to take action against it. Like, for example, whether is it launching my aromatherapy business, or whether is it like speaking at corporate events or guiding others towards wellness. My goal is to inspire people to take charge of their health, and well-being, and transformation happens only when we dare to believe in new possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, stepping out of the comfort zone, taking on new responsibility, that all requires courage, right?
True, it's not easy.
Yeah. And how about, are you able to share with us a pivotal moment in your life, right, where you need courage to actually move on to the next level?
Okay, that's a very good question.
Mm.
Now, for me, public speaking has been my fear.
Uh-huh.
Maybe also a lot of people's fear. I do not know, but I know when I searched, that was the number one fear. So including myself. So in my 20s, actually I attended the first Toastmasters meeting with my peer. And then I thought, wow, she has done such a good job and I can never be like her. So, I hesitated and it was in my thought for a long, long time. I wanted to join, but I never managed to join until about 10 years later, right? I gave birth and I asked myself, hey, how can I teach my firstborn to conquer fear in their life and, turn impossible into I am possible?
Mm.
So naturally, I have to ask myself what is impossible for me so that I can lead by example. So I asked myself what is impossible for me. So joining a Toastmasters club was impossible for me. So I told myself, okay, I have to lead by example. So I went ahead to join a Toastmasters club, and that was also about 10 years ago. And now that I am doing this corporate workshop, is becoming handy because back then I don't need a skill set, but I just go in to conquer my own fear. I don't know what I want to do with it, but I just went ahead to join. So now I need it. And when I'm invited to speak about stress management in front of 100 people, of course, there's still fear, but at least I feel that I can perform better compared to if I didn't, go for the training back then. I most probably don't know what the hell am I talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I can totally resonate with you because that's also my greatest fear.
Right.
To do public speaking, and yeah, and I think making that decision, like for
Mm,
ourselves, to actually invest in ourselves, to overcome, to face fear in the face, right? To face it.
yeah.
I think that requires courage in the first place to make that decision, because you know what entails after that, right? You're going to face your fear. You're going to be doing the speaking, and that can be very scary.
Mm,
But I'm glad we did it.
yes.
We embark on this journey, and yeah, look at you now. You can speak to anyone anytime.
Yeah.
Big crowd, small crowd, no problem.
Yes.
Right? Like you mentioned, we still have that anxiety and
Mm,
anxiousness, that's for sure. But I always like to see it this way. Yes, there's butterflies in our tummy, in our stomach, but let's make a formation. Let not the butterflies go chaotic, but let's bring it into formation
true.
to calm us down, huh?
Yeah.
And then with your essential oil and all that helps.
Yes.
Definitely in calming. Right. Thank you for sharing your greatest fear and how you overcome it. And that's a pivotal moment for you.
Mm,
Now, as a leader that you are now, before that,
mm,
what inspired you to step into this leadership role? And
mm.
how has this journey influenced others?
Okay. Actually, normally inspiration comes from own experience. So my inspiration came when I was struggling with my own health challenges, right? I was burnt out in a corporate job. And corporate world is not a bed of roses, right? I've been through two termination because every time I get pregnant, I get terminated. Yeah, don't ask me why. And I also went through retrenchment. Okay, so to me, it took me a while to get to where I was, and I didn't want to give up that corporate job. But I was a burnout and I was having a very bad eczema outbreak. So actually, the desire to create a flexible yet fulfilling career while being present for my family, I see how natural wellness solution like aromatherapy can make a real difference in people's life. And I wanted to share that knowledge. And over the years, I helped countless women, especially busy professional and also mompreneur to find balance, to reduce stress, and even build their own wellness businesses. So I've conducted at least hundreds of workshops, and seeing them gain confidence and achieve their own goal is the most rewarding part of my journey.
Yeah, I think that's so wonderful, right? From individual breakthrough and overcoming your fear, and then taking the courage to step into the leadership role and growing the team, seeing how people can be, their lives can be improved, right? Their health can be improved, and even their finances, right, can be improved.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for stepping into your leadership role and making an impact in your sphere of influence. And yeah, I mean, I benefited from the products, of this joy.
Aromatherapy, yeah.
I know. I go to bed without fail, rubbing the oil on
Oils.
my feet, and
Good practice, good habit. Thank you.
that has become a routine.
That's a very good wellness routine.
Thank you for sharing that knowledge of self care, right?
Mm,
Okay, now let's talk about decision making.
mm,
So I know as leaders, we got to make a lot of decisions,
yeah.
and oftentimes very difficult decisions.
Yeah.
So is there a story that you can share where you had to make a courageous decision as a leader?
Uh, as a leader, maybe I wouldn't say as a leader, but I would say as a mom, you know.
As a leader, yeah,
Okay, yeah, the leader of the family, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess one of the most courageous decisions that I made is to step out of my comfort zone where I was drawing a five-figure income every month to pursue this aromatherapy business, right? Because I have to start from scratch. And then yet I need to balance the responsibility of a mother. And the very first person I need to talk to and I need to discuss is none other than my spouse.
Man behind the strong woman, right?
Yeah, not about me being strong, but he needs to support me. Yeah, I need to talk to him. I need to tell him that, hey, this five-figure income will no longer come every month regularly, and I have to start from scratch. I have to prove that I can be independent, and I need his support, not just in terms of emotional support. I also need his support financially. I also need his support at home so that when I'm not at home, who can help me take care of my children? So he may find himself sometimes juggling the role of a mother and a father at the same time. So these are the things that you need to, prep him, right? So this was not easy, and it took me a while to decide and find the right person to also have a chat with him. So it's not just about starting a new business, right? It's about redefining what success meant to me and also having the courage to embrace my identity as a mompreneur. So finding the right person, also like me, a mompreneur, and someone who also earn like five-figure income. Went to have coffee session with him, and that's how we had a long discussion. I think it took us a few months, but I'm glad that I made that decision.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely a need a lot of courage to make that decision, pivoting from employment to entrepreneurship, from a security of salary, a five-figure salary to starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
And then having to think about, the home support and whether your spouse support you or not, right? Because
Yeah.
financial is real, right? You need that finances, putting bread on the table. Yeah, so that is really a very courageous decision that you made, and you are very blessed also to have such a supportive husband, right?
Yeah.
He's the hero behind you. Yeah, so you want to shine the spotlight on him also.
Yes. When we next want to shine the guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, in fact, right now, just to acknowledge him for his support,
Mm,
for allowing you to explore and discover your potentials, right?
mm,
Entrepreneurship. And also, I also want to personally thank him for releasing you to serve alongside the community and being part of the community leaders.
yeah.
Yeah, because that is support that he's showing. Yeah.
Mm.
So thank you, Nicole's husband.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
Okay. And yeah, so that's difficult decisions that
Mm.
requires courage. Now let's talk a little bit about how you, because you're leading a team now, right? And your
Mm.
team is growing and
Yeah.
growing fast and furious. So how do you encourage and cultivate courage in the people or the teams that you are leading?
Okay. I would say sometimes some people in my team, they are very strong. Okay. They may not need the courage, but of course, when you detect someone who needs the courage, right? You have to, step in and maybe share your own experience that the person can resonate with you. Okay. Or any experience that someone took courage, and then we use that story to inspire the person in the community. Like, for example, I like the motto of Nike. Nike is just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just now you mentioned about when we go to stage, we still have anxiety. Same when we step out of our comfort zone, we want to do something. Maybe it's not business. Maybe it is a change of career, right? It can have some butterfly in the stomach as well,
Yeah.
but you just have to do it, and you just need to make a decision, right? Because the more you drag, the more energy it takes you away, and you just need to maybe find one day, cool down, think about it, really decide, is this something that you want to do? And once you make that decision, just do it.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
just do it. Yeah, I really love Nike's tagline of "Just Do It," and added upon it as well. I say,
Mm.
"Just do it afraid." Yeah, because that's us, right? I mean, that's me. I'm always like afraid, but just do it afraid. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just do it anyway, because
do it
like
anyway.
it or not, you have to do it. You're just dragging the time. So instead of dragging it, just do it. Yes, maybe sometimes we may have rejection, but it's okay. We just need to embrace it.
Yes, yes, yeah. So yeah, I think like you said, giving them the encouragement, sharing with them, inspire them. Like what I'm hearing from you is you're
Mhm.
inspiring them with your own personal stories as well as stories of courage by others, so
Mm.
that they are able to. So that's how you cultivate courage in people that you lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So for leaders out there, this is one very valuable tip that you can extract from Nicole. Yeah. So okay, are the ladies that you leading, okay, just now you mentioned, I think quite a number are courageous already, right?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. So, but what is those who are more reserved? What
Mm.
is most evident that you are seeing in these women, the challenge that they are facing, that requires courage?
That requires courage. Okay, I think
What's very
some
evident?
very evident. Okay, I think sometimes. Okay, I do not know about the person who's listening right now, but most of the women that I come across, including myself, sometimes we think that we are superwoman. We think that, oh, we can change things, we can do this, we can do a lot of things. But sometimes I think we need to take a step back and really think through, and also give yourself some space, yeah, to see whether is that something that you really want to do, and not say yes to everything that comes along your way.
Mm,
Yeah, so I feel that we need to recognize that not everything that we do yield the kind of outcome that we want. But
mm,
as long as we do our best to get it done, we cannot guarantee the outcome. So I think that that's something that they're very important, that they can, bring it back with them.
mm. Not to be formal, lah,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
correct.
everything also want to do. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Learn to say no and say yes to the right thing, and say no if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I mean, we came across people who are, who you use the word FOMO,
Mm.
um, because of everything also yes, like you mentioned, saying
Mm.
yes to everything, and then they spread themselves too thin.
Mm.
Therefore, you can't focus on the areas that you are good at, and therefore disappointments and discouragement, and you don't get the results that you want. So that's
Mm.
where discouragement comes in, right?
Mm.
So yeah, be mindful of what is presented to you, and consider your the support that you have, the capacity that you have, the time that you have. We only have 24 hours a day, right? Yeah.
Mm,
So yes, that requires courage as well to
mm.
say no, right? Mm, awesome, awesome. Now, let's move on to impact and transformation.
Okay.
All right. So you are definitely creating an impact. Just now earlier on, you shared about how what you embark into, right? The
Mm,
aromatherapy industry and self care, mental wellness has actually helped a lot of people. Now, what role does courage play now in driving social impact, especially in the area of creating a meaningful change in communities? Because we are building communities, and we are
mm,
a lot of us are building communities. And
mm.
how does courage play a part here, play a role here in driving this social impact?
Okay, so I would say courage is the starting point for meaningful change. Okay, it is what drives us to challenge the status quo and then speak up for what matters, and then even take action, even when the outcome is uncertain. Like I mentioned earlier, right? We can't guarantee the outcome. So maybe, for example, in my work of aromatherapy, my work of wellness, courage means advocating for a healthier lifestyle in spaces that may not be a priority, like maybe in the corporate environment. All right, it's about encouraging people to pause, to care for their well-being, and also this apply to any community that we go as well. Because earlier I mentioned about women trying to be superwoman, they try to be everything, right? So we really need to encourage them to pause, slow down, take care of their well-being, because now everything is too too much information and we get distracted easily. And we must make the right choice to positively impact not just ourselves,
Mm,
okay, or I would say themselves and their family, their workplace, and the wider community. So when someone make a change, okay, when someone have the courage to make a change for themselves,
mm.
it will create that ripple effect.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
I totally agree with you. Everything starts with courage, right? That's why in our core values is the first one is courage. Yeah, and the ripple effect. Yeah, so
Mm.
self leadership. Have the courage to lead yourself first, and then you see the ripple effect, like you said. Yeah.
True.
So courage is contagious.
Yeah.
Now, let me check with you. Can you highlight one
Mm.
example of a transformative leadership that has inspired you recently? Have you come across any that inspired you recently?
Mm, maybe I would say due to the work that I'm doing right now, I could see that in the marketplace right now,
Mm,
maybe I give a more generic kind of environment. In the marketplace right now, I see a lot of growing movement,
mm,
okay, around the mental wellness awareness
mm.
in the workplace. And honestly speaking, even our government is advocating that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say that seeing companies prioritizing the employee well-being through wellness program, through government initiative as well, like leveraging on government initiative. Like
Mm,
recently, I saw like the health promotion board. They actually have a station for you to measure your health
mm,
index. Yeah, and also I see companies prioritizing like stress management. To be honest, like for example, the number one request for my talk is normally stress management
mm,
for companies, followed by mental wellness. Yeah.
mm,
So these are the small changes that company are moving forward
mm,
to um, bring an impact to their staff. Okay. And it also reminds me of why I started my business. Okay. So that I can help people feel better in their daily life, to have an impact. Like, for you, you already created your own wellness routine without me trying very hard to, guide you. Right. So I hope all these little initiatives by the workplace, by the government can help people feel better in their daily life, and also help them improve in terms of their relationship at home and overall happiness.
mm.
Yeah, so this shift actually, especially in high pressure corporate space, is actually truly transformative.
Mm. So not only the government is actually an example of a transformative leadership, right?
Mm,
That inspired you, but your own personal workshops and all that as well, right? Just now we mentioned about values, right? Everything starts with courage, and
mm,
actually, courage is also one of our core values.
mm.
What is your advice for leaders out there, working towards making an impact while staying true to their values? I mean, their core values can be from courage to love to honesty, authenticity, whatever, right? So, but what is your advice for leaders out there?
For leaders out there, my advice would be to stay authentic and remember your why. Because when you are clear on your values, decision making becomes easier. And then saying yes is easy, saying no is also easy. And when that happens, right, you will naturally attract the right opportunity and people. Yeah. So a lot of times we come up with our why, but we are not clear on what we are doing, and then we get overwhelmed and we get distracted, and that is why it seems like very difficult to accomplish what we want. Yeah. So I would say that staying authentic and always keep to remember your why, so that it's much easier for you. And also sometimes making a big difference doesn't require very big gesture. It can start from like small, consistent action that reflects your belief. Like for me, staying true to my mission to promote wellness, always, you know, lead with empathy, listening to my clients' needs, and then creating space where they feel space to care for themselves, for
Mm,
self-care. So as long as you stay aligned with your values, your impact will naturally follow.
yeah, yeah. So agree with you. Yeah,
Mm,
I think understanding your why,
mm,
right? Be very clear about your why. I think that really helps to uh, and plus the values, because you have your core values will like it's like your compass, right? To make
yes.
sure that you are anchored in your core values and knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, which
Mm,
is which is what you explained. Therefore you know how to approach, creating that safe space, being empathetic, being vulnerable. Yeah,
yeah.
wonderful. That is a very very valuable advice from Nicole.
Mm,
So hope our leaders out there, right, make sure that revisit your why if you are not clear about it, right?
mm,
Make sure you have that conviction of your why, and
yeah.
also revisit, or you have not listed down your values. Most of us
Mm,
actually have implicitly actually exercising, operating from our core values, but we may not be explicitly, be aware about it. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I also would like to add. So,
Mm,
like Lillian, many years ago, I attended one of your workshop.
mm,
So you talk about, of course, after value, then we talk about something like, having your own GPS, right?
mm.
Having your road map up, right?
Yep.
Like a GPS for you, something to guide you. So maybe, and I feel that Lillian, you are really good in this space. You're very good at finding out people why and creating a roadmap for others so that they can follow the roadmap. So I would advise for ladies out there, right? If you're not clear about your why, yes, it's good to find a mentor to guide you. But if you already know your why and you're a little bit lost, go and find a roadmap, go and create a system, go and find your GPS, and then you follow the roadmap, your GPS, right? And definitely you will get to your destination.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, which is why roadmaps are very important, especially
Mm,
for those of us who are all over the place.
yeah, me.
Things, yeah, like 101 things on our plate,
Yes.
and everything is like so chaotic. So putting things in order, into structure and into a roadmap. Yes, that
Yeah.
really does help. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, come. Let's move on to mentorship and empowerment.
mm,
Right. Yes, and in your personal experience, how can mentorship inspire courage and then
mm.
empower the future leaders?
Okay. Actually, mentorship, being a mentor takes a lot of courage. Being a mentee also takes a lot of courage, right? Because mentorship is not just about sharing knowledge, right? It's about believing in somebody's potential even before they fully see it themselves, right? It is very true. Like I also have my own mentor in my business, right? Sometimes he always tell me things that I cannot even see it myself and I don't believe. And he really needs to have the courage to tell me, hey, this is your strength and this is your weaknesses. It's not easy. And I also, as a coachee, I also need to have the courage to embrace whatever feedback that he gave me. So mentorship is really amazing. And I would say that without his courage and without his mentorship, I don't think I can be where I am today. And so in my journey with my business, Symphony Sensation, and now many businesses to come, I've learned that mentorship can help people to push through their fear, their self-doubt. And when I mentor women in the wellness space, right, or in the entrepreneurship space, I always focus on encouraging them to embrace their unique strength and take action, even though you do not know the outcome. Yeah, and I've seen how mentoring can actually empower individual to create real change, whether is it launching their business or prioritize their wellness, or even like making meaningful impact. Sorry, while within their community as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. We have different mentors in our lives. Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely appreciate those who believe in us, who see the strength in us before we are able to embrace it, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's why now we are also giving back by being the mentor, right? To
Yes.
see to see others rise up in their potential.
Mm.
So for we are community builders, right? We are building and growing the community. So how do you think communities like Class Living and Women of
Mm.
Asia contributes to fostering these courageous leaders?
Mm, okay, I think coming together as a committee
Mm.
helps encouragement, right? So confidence sometimes it grows through action. Small, we take small, consistent steps and it builds momentum. I always tell my people, momentum is very important,
Mm.
especially for women when we need to balance multiple roles like being a mother, being an entrepreneur, being a daughter. It's very important to recognize that every challenges that we overcome is a testament to our strength.
Mm.
Right. So I encourage women to step out of their comfort zone, try something new, connect with like-minded individuals. That's why we come together, right? As a
Mm.
community.
Yeah.
And even like personally for me, I was doing one business for
Mm.
almost 8 years
Mm.
before I explore, uh, to expand in other areas because I always believe in building a strong foundation before you can expand into other area that complement your core business. So likewise, in our community, we have been building it for years. So you want to surround yourself with supportive community like ours and mentor that we have over here. We have different kind of mentor here as well. Could be a game changer to help you find the courage to pursue your passion and also drive meaningful change.
Yeah, especially in our community because it's all about courage,
Yeah.
leadership, self leadership, and transformation, right? But you can't help it but to be courageous once you
Yeah.
step into our environment, right? It's all
Yeah.
about courage, about love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I personally benefited from the support of the community as well. So it's
Mm.
a pleasure, serving alongside each other and seeing women being transformed, stepping out of their comfort zone, breaking barriers. Yeah, and seeing so many of you being successful out there and a role model, a leader out there inspiring others in your own sphere of influence. I think that has been really very, very fulfilling, which is why, we invite you to come to our 6th anniversary, Women of Courage Asia. We are celebrating our 6th anniversary on the 5th of April. So the tickets are open for sale now. And yeah, just secure your early bird tickets and come and meet Nicole in person. Right, she's one of our leaders. Come and continue to learn from her and get to know her and connect with her. Yeah. So now let's talk about the summit now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What motivated you to participate in this year's summit, and what does that mean to you?
Okay, so I have volunteered for a few summit before, this upcoming one. So I'm very, motivated to join her Courage Summit because it aligns so closely with my mission to empower women to embrace wellness and take bold steps towards their goals. So as a mother, mompreneur, juggling different and multiple business, right? I understand that how much courage it takes to actually step out of our comfort zone, especially when we also want to balance personal responsibility at home. So this summit is very meaningful for me because it provides a platform for me to share my journey, to inspire others, and also to connect with women who are ready to turn their challenges into opportunity for growth and impact.
Yes, and yeah, especially this podcast, when this podcast is published out there, so many women will be inspired by what you share today in our conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have already dropped so many nuggets of wisdom and insights and wealth of experience. So definitely more women will be inspired by your sharing. Yeah. How about the attendees, who are attending the summit? What do you hope that they will take away from the summit, particularly in the area of courage and leadership?
I hope the attendees can leave with the understanding that courage is not about having no fear, right? Just now Lilian talked about it is about moving forward. So just do it anyway with fear. So I want them to feel empowered after the summit to take the first small step towards their goal, whether is it starting a new business, whether is it making a positive impact in their community. I also hope that they realize that their journey doesn't have to be perfect. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. So I hope that everyone leave with a renewed sense of confidence, ready to create meaningful change while staying true to their values.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that valuable piece of advice for the attendees. I'm sure, let's hope that more women can come and receive. This is a place where we are giving as much as we can. So definitely, we hope more will come to receive as much as they can. Right, let's talk about the nominees because you are also going to be one of the recipients of the awards, right? But let's focus our attention on the those who are being selected and going to take the stage, right? What advice would you give these award nominees as they prepare to take the stage and even share their stories?
Mm, I think for them, they just need to stay true to themselves and then show up that day to make a powerful speech. All right. Because they have been doing what they have been doing well so far. That's why they are there. Right. And just stay true to their values. And on that day, share with us in whatever given time slot that they have and impact whatever woman that are attending that day. That would be the best gift of all.
Now, last but not least, last question. How do you balance emotional and strategic sides of leadership when faced with transformative challenges? Because we are all humans, right? We will have emotions, ups and downs, but yet we need to make strategic decisions as a leader to create that transformative impact. So, how do you balance that?
All right. So how do I balance that is okay. For women, right? Sometimes we tend to be a little emotional and then we tend to want to blame it to our hormones, right? Okay, so yeah, go ahead, blame it to the hormones, right? But I think at the end of the day, sometimes we need to understand that there are moments that we need to uh, take care of ourselves. That's why the word self-care keep coming up. And we also need to have, like I mentioned earlier, we have our roadmap, our GPS. So we have to sometimes go on a short break, take care of your emotion first because emotions are very important. If you don't take care of it, it's very hard for you to move forward with your roadmap, with your plans. So I would say sometimes if you really need to take a break, have a pause, just go ahead and do it. Take care of your emotion first and get yourself sorted out, take a short break, and then you tell yourself you move on with the strategic aspect of your business,
Mm.
and that would be something that I would do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right. And the few other guests that we have interviewed has mentioned similar things. That it's important to time off, to take a break, to rest, to take care of your emotions, right? Because we cannot ignore the emotions. We don't sweep it under the carpet or go into denial. Yeah, the emotions are very real. So if we have a healthy habit of taking care of our emotions, then that helps in balancing out the moments when you need to make important decisions, especially decisions that will create a transformative impact, right? We don't want to sabotage that with our emotions. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that insights and tips, that you have been practicing for yourself as well.
Mm.
And for those of you, out there listening, if you have found inspiration in today's episode with Nicole, I encourage you to start taking action, right? Whether it's
Mm.
just stepping out of your comfort zone or embracing new opportunities or even supporting a cause like this, to drive positive change. And
Mm.
also stay connected with us, right? Start by subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review in this episode. And if you want to connect with Nicole, check out the links that we will place in the episode description. Do connect with her. She's a very nice lady, right? Come meet her at the summit, meet her at the dinner. Yeah. And this has been a wonderful episode for the summit series on Voices of Courage Asia, where we inspire courage and transformative impact. So until next time, keep leading with courage and making a difference in the world. Nicole, any last word?
Yes, thank you everybody for having me and Lillian. So I encourage each of you to embrace your challenge as opportunity, lead with authenticity, and remember that your story holds the power to inspire change. Together, through courage and connection, we can create transformation that reach beyond what we can ever imagine. So I'll see you at the summit.
See you at the summit.
Bye.